Hi everyone, it's Amanda Mae, and this is my channel Ardith Design, where we celebrate counted cross stitch, sustainable stitching, and making all the things. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, oh my goodness, thank you so much for coming back to talk about counted cross stitch with me this week. This is Luna Moon. I've got Loki Apple down here, probably gonna make an appearance. They would not go in their crate for this video, so we're gonna see what happens. I have a bunch to show you. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. You're gonna see it before I even know time and how this all works. Woo! I have a little boy asleep for his nap, and my daughter is, well, we'll see what happens here. I have some stitching to show you this week. I started 2 new projects. I have a completed project. I have 2 new patterns to release to show you. I have, oh my gosh, I have so many things to talk about. So let's get started, and in no particular order. This is Loki Apple. Hi, Loki. It has been very, 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 very warm here in Maryland, very humid. My air conditioning is still not fixed. So if you see me melting or them panting, that's what's going on. What are you gonna do? Life happens, right? I have, oh my gosh, so much to talk about. Stitching. I want to thank everyone who came and watched my Facebook Live or watched the replay of the Facebook Live over on the Just CrossStitch page, put together by Annie's Publishing. They have a bunch of stuff. They do a lot of crochet work. They have a decor magazine. They've got like fiction book clubs. They got a bunch of stuff. Wow. Anyway, I did the Just CrossStitch drink caddy. You cannot scratch while I'm doing my little video. We're not doing that. My little drink caddy / drink sleeve, or you can add it to a mason jar if you want. So I did this. This is in the June issue of Just CrossStitch, and I made it into like a little caddy where you can put scissors or your scorecard if you're bowling. I'm not sure if bowling alleys are open right now, but I'm not. Here we go. I will have the link to the replay down below. I have, oh my gosh, so much. I wanted to thank everyone for your feedback about my new pattern, my Happy Holidays pattern. I did go ahead and chart where it says Merry Christmas, and it fits in the existing parameters of this pattern, so you can stitch it with it saying Merry Christmas. I was gonna bring you the printout to show you, and my printer stopped working. Oh, life. So just take my word for it. It's done. It's up on my site to get. So what you'll get is the chart, the original chart, black and white and color for the Happy Holidays, and then black and white and color of the alternate charting for Merry Christmas. Okay. Should I do what I've been working on and then other updates? Yes, let's do that. Okay. I put in an order with the old tattered flag. I heard nothing but good things about the old tattered flag. Here, I'm gonna hold this up, the old tattered flag. I took my punch needle class last year in Frederick, Maryland at the Primitive Homespun and Needle store, and Kathy Makers actually taught me how to do punch needle, and she told me all about Julie, the owner of the old tattered flag, and so I checked out her website. It only took me, what, 9 months to do it. Nevertheless, it got done, and I ordered from her the newest issue of the Primitive Needle, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is the summer edition, and with that, because no chart or no magazine should travel alone, I did get the floss pack that Julie dyes herself. I was going to do individual skeins, and then I saw she had a floss pack, and I am super excited. So I wanted this edition because, hello, look at all the beautiful things. Barbara Anna on the cover again. The little fish Teresa Kogut's on the cover. I read her finishing instructions for this, and it's so dang cute. And with the cute little polymer clay star, which I feel like I have to make and have in my life now. I got this magazine, I immediately pulled out a piece of fabric gifted to me from Karen. Thank you, Karen. And I stitched up the little fish. It's on 32 count. It's an even weave, and I love the feel of it. This is my first official even weave fabric that I've used. I believe my Prairie Schooler right here is an even weave. Okay, yeah, it is. So my second stitch ever, and I did it on the even weave fabric here, 32 count. I did it 2/2, and I used the colors out of this sampler pack. So I used, the 3 colors are grungy gray. I don't know, you can't really see it in the Floss Away bag here. Grungy gray. And then I got the blue. I think this blue denim is really, really pretty. It's old blue denim. It's showing up true to color there, yep. And then this green, I want to say it's grungy green. It is grungy green. And I really like this. She has her thread, it's the 6-ply cotton floss, and she has it all one length like Weeks Dye Works does, where it's all in one length. However, she does individually tape down her colors with her little logo. And so like here's the grungy red. I believe her flosses are more tailored towards punch needle artists rather than cross stitchers. I could be wrong, but I had to check out her floss. I paid, I want to say $13 for all of this. So I'm super excited. And so there's the red, grungy gold, and I just treated it just like any other floss. I pulled out the length, arm like this length, and cut and used the 2 strands. So that's the brown black. This is spotted white. I am really excited about this. I don't know of any other of the big over dyed, like the dye houses, doing this speckled look. I had asked originally when I was formulating the colorway with Nancy Turner for my Banana Pants Purdy pattern, I asked if she would do like a speckle in her, and she said, no, I don't speckle. So now I know at least the old Tattered flag does do the speckle. So I like that. That's called spotted white. Then I thought this was really pretty, that sunburst. These are not really variegated. It looks like she like dunked or dipped or splotched or like speckled color on. So if you're looking for consistency, that's not what this is. This is very grungy tan, as aptly named, grungy. Here's the antique black, but I mean, it's really more of a brown silver. Rust brown. That's, yep. And the dark pumpkin. I really liked the dirty white. I thought this was really pretty. It's got that different colors. And then grungy pink. Of course I love the grungy pink. So I had all those colors. I had to test them. So I did my test with these 3 colors here. I have these other ones to try out. I think I'm gonna go through this issue of the magazine and see what I can use these colors for and do like a floss conversion with that. So I'm really excited about my start and finish. And I need to credit who actually did the pattern. Excuse me. I believe there's so many good things. I'm sure so many people have done flip throughs already of this. Kindness Matters. Oh, here it is. It is called Summer Catch Etching, and it's by Cecilia Turner of Heart in Hand. There is a really cute Eagles Place, Eagles House by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. There is just some really cute little things. There's the excuse me, I'm losing my train. There's a lot to do. Here's Stephanie's, her little eagle house. How cute is that? It's so cute. Lots of really cute stuff. I got the whale. Okay, I have to tell you this story. I'm flipping through this whole magazine and I show my husband because I'm like, so Michelle Palmer, look at that. Amazing punch needle art. I read her story. I love the goat and talked all about, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. So I'm thumbing through this and I get to the Baltimore pattern because it's got mermaids on it. And I had seen the advertisements for this magazine issue with this, and I'm like, it's got mermaids, it's got Baltimore. I'm in Maryland. I'm less than an hour from Baltimore. And it's got whales, it's got ships, it's got everything that I love. You want to know something? My husband had to come and rain on my parade. And he let me know that there was some controversy or town official stuff where Virginia Beach, actually, Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is about 4 hours south, they are the city with the mermaids, and Baltimore is the city with the dolphins. And so the mascot here, it really should say here Virginia Beach instead of Baltimore. And I said, well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to change it and convert it and do that. And Dying to Stitch is in Virginia Beach and all the things. So apparently I got a little history lesson from my husband. He was stationed in Norfolk for a bit of time in the Navy. He was actually the first ship carrier, big ship. On September 11th, they were the first ship to respond in New York City. So they immediately loaded on that morning in Norfolk and made their way up. And then they went over, overseas to do all that other stuff. So this was really cool. Really, I cannot recommend this magazine enough. I am not affiliated with this magazine, but I really like how easy it is to read. The font is really large. So far, I've had a really positive experience with this. The first ever issue I got was from the mega holiday issue from last year, and I'm going to keep my eyes out for the other issues that I did not get. And my week would not be complete without starting the Barbara Anna piece. So I do have that to show you. So hang on, hang tight. Hoping my kid doesn't wake up. Because there's nothing like your child falling asleep at 3 o'clock in the afternoon so he can stay up all night long. Oh, speaking of children, what I am all into. Here's one of the things. The theme of the last couple weeks has been the floor is hot lava. Netflix came out with the floor is lava. Yes, we've been watching it. I put up the obstacle course in our yard. Yes, the children have been playing with it. And with the lava and the obstacle course came the science experiment of the hot lava. Look at the cutest little lava. So we've been doing little science experiments, and we did red lava, and then we made blue lava, and then they used the little pipettes and the little stuff, and then they made purple lava. Nothing like your child asking at 6:20 in the morning, Mommy, let's make more lava. And Mama needs coffee before lava. Lava cake now. I can do that. All right. Of course, I'm dropping stuff. My kid helped me sew 2 new project bags. My 3-year-old, he absolutely loves to sew. You know where they say like little ones, they have about a 15-minute attention span and then whoop, they're off to the next thing. Oh no, that kid is like hour and a half, 2 hours, like focused into what he wants to do. He doesn't want to deviate from that plan. So whatever you start, you're in it for a minimum of an hour and a half. So with that came 2 project bags. And let me tell you, it took more than an hour and a half to do. This project bag took me a total of 7 hours because my 3-year-old helped, and it shows, and I have a little treasure to keep forever and always. I started the Barbara Anna piece. I'm pulling it out to show you, and then I'll show you the bag. I grabbed all the colors that I could, kind of finagled bobbins and all the things, and I started the eagle. It is charted all in DMC. I'm doing this on a piece of fabric from Karen. Thank you, Karen. It is like a 32 count linen. I just rolled the edges over. I did not sew the hem, just rolled it over, and I'm working 2 over 2 with the called for colors. All the called for colors except for one color, but I haven't gotten to that part of the pattern yet. So it's this eagle. It's the patriotic ABCs. It looks a whole lot brighter in that photo than this, but I also think that the DMC that I am using, I have a mixture here, and yes, they're kind of all over the place. I have procured my DMC full price retail at the big box stores, at my LNS, but also at estate sales, secondhand shops, secondary market. So one thing that I have learned, like I got some of these on the bobbins in the older boxes, those really cool organizing boxes, that when I put a lot of these older DMC colors against my current DMC color card, there are slight dye lot variations. So something that was dyed in the 1980s looks different than what's been dyed in 2020. One thing to keep in mind too about DMC, I am not affiliated, nor am I a representative of them, but what I do know is that the United States has different mandates on what chemicals can and cannot be used versus the European Union. So things are dyed differently, also depending on which country they're exporting their floss thread fiber to. So that could also determine the slight color variation and time and dye lots, you know. So with that being said, these older colors, while I have them, they are not ideal to design and stitch with. I realized with my Venice house that I had, my sampler that I did with the gray poppies, I used a DMC color on my bobbin from way back when. The dye lot's different than it is now, so the color variation will be different from my model photo. Just little things to think about and consider. All right, do you want to see this project bag that took me 7 hours with tons of help? I can't wait. I took a drink of water there. I made so many mistakes that it became a quilt. Lots of different stitches, lots of wobbly corners, but he loves to work the machine. The pedal, he likes to put the pedal to the metal, but he's listening, you know, slow down, stop. He's been working on guiding the fabric. He likes to do the backup stitch where you're stitching and then you hit the backup button. He really loves it. So I'm grateful. I had several mistakes, so it just kept adding ribbon and ribbon and ribbon. But I think it turned out pretty well. I got these 2 pieces recently from Patches Quilting. Then I got this Moda fabric from Kitten Stitcher. I ordered it from her website. I'm excited. She's been talking about, you know, expanding to selling quilting fabrics. So how cool is that, right? But wait, there's more. I made another project bag. I'm just moving stuff out of the way so the pugs don't get it. They're snoring over here, so if you're hearing snoring, that's what it is. I made another project bag, and I'm so excited about this one. This one is pretty special, and this one took me about 3 hours to make with the child's help. And I made it with new fabric that I got at Patches Quilting. All this fabric is brand new. The zipper is the zipper company recommended. It's the Etsy zip. It's an Etsy store. I know that Kindred Stitcher Lisa Smith recommended them, so I followed her link for the zippers. But see this beautiful ribbon lace? That was gifted to me last year by Diana of It Is Kismet Stitches. And she is such a wonderful person, and I am excited to participate in her Christmas in July, Holiday Stitching in July, Kismas in July, Sal Stitch Along. Well, I made this, yes, new fabric, yes, new zipper, but she sent me her vintage lace, so I added something, you know, something old, something new, and then I decided I wanted to start the little pattern. It's a mystery pattern, part 1 of 3 by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. And this is for the Diversity and Inclusion SAL, being hosted by Stephanie on Instagram. And she said to go ahead and pull out like a long, narrow strip of fabric. Karen, thanks again, sent me some fabric. I went ahead and turned over my edging, turned it over, and then just did like a fancy little stitchies to keep my edging down. And then I'm using all the called for colors in this, except for the purple is charted for 210, and I went through all my stuff. I went through it all, and apparently I don't have 210, but what I did have was this gorgeous purple that came, you know, as one of those free gifts from Trish of Threads Entwined. She told me that this was from a Silks for You hank that she purchased last year. So I am using silk, and I am happy to report that it is wonderful. This is my first official time stitching with silk, and I love it. It has the blue and the purple, so I'm using the 2 strands. And I'm hoping, because the stitch along, you know, we don't know what the other 2 parts are. I'm hoping that this color choice is okay for the dress conversion. I'm doing 840 for the skin, 840 for the skin, and the 3031 for her hair. And I was thinking, so in her hair, there's some purple stitches that go here. I was thinking about maybe adding some little purple beads, like size 11 beads, towards the end, but I'm not sure, again, what the rest of the design entails. So I'm going to hold off on putting her hair accoutrements in, but it's going to have the dress, and then she's got yellow stockings. So cute. So I'm really excited to participate in the Diversity and Inclusion Stitch Along. And I have a brand new needle that I'm testing out. I got the John James size 26 petites that I'm trying this on the 32 count fabric. They're little tiny needles, the little petites. I'm really enjoying them. I also ordered from Trish, they came in. This is part of my haul. I grabbed the 28, the size 24 needle. She was out of size 28. So the 24 is bigger than the 26, but the lengthwise, the petites. So I'm excited about that. And then I picked up, for my kid who wants to start to learn cross stitch, I picked up they're steel yarn needles, but they're advertised as tapestry needles, size 16. And it's got the blunt end, so they're larger needles for my 5-year-old maybe, or my 3-year-old even, with some yarn to learn about stitching. So I'm excited for them to try that. And that is my official stitching for this week that I can show you, because I am still doing model stitches and I don't have a report back about whether or not I got the highlighter marking out of my sunflower piece, but worst case scenario, I have a really pretty ink blot green highlighter marking. Apparently I don't know how to put things away. I've opened and closed this 4 times here. Okay. I got, oh, also in my haul, I ordered, I just needed needles, but needles couldn't travel alone. So I got the other Hocus Pocus, the other Prairie Schooler that I have been wanting for a while. I got this, it's the new printing, so it's on the very thin paper, which is fine. I'm gonna make a working copy, so it's all gonna work out. But I love all these things. And I'm also, the T is for Time that I'm working on by Prairie Schooler also has an hourglass. So it's fun to see, kind of see some design themes and continuity between the pieces of the same designer. So that's really cool. I responded to one of the Instagram people that I follow. She's a big quilter, and I got some quilting cotton, and this is one that I'm so excited to kind of work on this and test this out. I needed some fabric because my son just wants to quilt, so I had to get in the game here. So I got some cute stuff. I will show you more of my fabric next time. I didn't know how long this video was gonna be. All right. In the spirit of my sustainable stitching, and because I cannot help myself in the make all the things department, my kids, I also thought a fun activity would be to make some knitted yarn, and then we're gonna make a rag rug. And I was so excited. So I was gifted a bunch of knits that from an estate, and they were going to take it to the dump. And they asked me if I wanted it, and I said, yes, please. So I started making the knitting yarn, and then we're gonna make either a hula hoop loom for the kids to like make the little rag rugs with, or I'm gonna just do the cardboard loom for them to work on. And so we rolled up these, and I thought I would show y'all, if you didn't know how to make little yarn, I wanted to show you, and then I'm gonna tell you about my new patterns. Okay, so I used my rotary cutter, one of my quilting rulers, my rotary mat, and then just some scissors. And I made 2-inch strips of the knit. You can do, like, if you look on Pinterest, there's t-shirt quilt rugs, knit rugs, you know, stuff. So here we go. You get your piece here, you make a little slit here. Then you take this, you know, another piece, I'm gonna take your slit. And of course, for the purposes of this video, I'm not using my really good scissors, so we'll see here what happens. And you make a, yeah, look. When you're trying to do it and you can't, I've been hiding my good scissors so they don't walk away on me, if you know what I mean. All right, so you make a hole in both sides of your other fabric, here, here. You take this, you're gonna thread this through. I'm gonna pull it all the way. I swear. Well, I'm gonna show you how I make this yarn. I feel like I live my life now just Googling everything, which in turn takes me to YouTube, where then I watch everything. And then I in turn turn around and make a YouTube video showing you what I learned on YouTube. All right, so you pull it all the way down. Then you take this, you fold it, and you thread this part right back in. And you pull it tight. And I swear, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make this happen here. You pull it, and what it does is now you've created a secure closure now of yarn, and you just keep going. So you can do all one color, you can mix and match as you go, and then you just keep winding it up. These are my strips, so I got some more to do. I will report back soon or next year or whenever it is that the kids decide that we're gonna make a rug. So if you've got some knits lying around or really any textile and you want to make a rug, now is a perfect time if you have the time and the space and the inclination. So that's my sustainable stitching segment for this week. I cannot wait to show you and talk about my new patterns. Yay! Okay, first, closing up on some old business from last week, and by old business, you know, previously discussed topics. I want to thank all of you for your tremendous support on this unicorn pattern that my 5-year-old helped me design, and she wants to start stitching. The only thing we've talked about is whether or not to use sulky thread with one strand, use the over-dyed color and cotton, and do an official model stitch. If I'm going to stitch it concurrently with her, meaning I stitch a model on over-dyed, she stitches for fun and learning on DMC, and we see what happens. I'm not sure yet, but I am sure that the color conversion, I will be using my palette that from my Be Well and Stitch. And so this is the color palette from that, my color and cotton. So I will be doing this, and it will have the DMC conversion. And I want to thank all of you for letting me know that you would like to see this pattern available. So it's going to be available. And I am going to have it charted, like I said, in the color and cotton rainbow palette from Be Well with the DMC conversion. And I think I'm leaning more and more towards just stitching it alongside my daughter, and then we'll have the two to show. So there's my first order of business. My second is to tell you what I'm all into. Y'all, I watched some TV this week. We have been eagerly counting down a couple of releases on Netflix, and one of them was Eurovision, the saga of Fire Saga, or the story of Fire Saga. It is a really fun musical movie with Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell. I am not affiliated with them, other than to say that I love Will Ferrell. I think he is fantastic. More cowbell, more elves, you know. And then, you know, I love the elf movie every Christmas time. And so Will Ferrell is in it. Rachel McAdams, you know, every Wednesday you wear pink. Oh, Mean Girls reference. I watched that way too many times in college. In my dorm, the only thing those ladies wanted to watch was Full House and Mean Girls. I'm not sick of Rachel McAdams. I'm just letting you know. Anyway, I watched Eurovision not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I spent about 22 hours charting 2 patterns inspired by the movie. I couldn't wait. I'm showing you my digital rendering of them. The first one is in the movie, she's knitting. Okay, spoilers. She's knitting, and one of the lines is, "That is an angry sweater." And this is the sweater she's knitting. And did I turn that ugly sweater into a cross-stitch pattern? You betcha! Pattern number 1. Pattern number 2 took me 17 hours to chart. Yes, 17. 1-7 over the last 4 days, and I could not be happier with it. And that is the little elf house. And I have some symbols that go and tie in with the movie. This has a back stitching and 23 colors all charted in DMC. And this one is 8 colors, full cross, no no back stitching or 1/1. No 1/1 on this either. But this is Elf House. And these will be available in my shop for instant digital download. If you liked Eurovision, let me know. We love it. The kids love it. Well, they don't, the adult innuendos of the movie, obviously they don't understand. Like Disney movies, they put adult innuendos and stuff too. But the music section of it is really awesome. We have Amazon Prime and we don't have the unlimited music, but if you have Music Unlimited, the whole album is available to listen to. But the 2 singles from the movie are on Amazon Music if you have it. And one, anyway, it was a really good movie. I was pleasantly surprised. So that is what I'm all into. And I've officially made my first ever cross-stitch fan art. Oh, I did a variation too. So if you want to do just the sweater or this, it says, that sweater is so angry. So I charted it both ways. Oh my goodness. I am still working on my models for the next 2 releases of my red sampler, part of my Petite Red Sampler series. They're just not ready yet. I had made an order for some accessory packs to go along with the upcoming release. Well, those things got back ordered. So then that delayed kind of all of my release dates. So please be patient with me. Know that I have not lost enthusiasm on those charts. I'm just waiting for a couple little goodies to arrive to kind of round the whole thing out. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about everything. Let me know if you have any questions about cross stitch, about sustainable stitching. I am hoping next week I will officially have the giveaway stuff to talk about, as well as more needleworkers in the news to discuss. You all have been so loving and supportive of that new segment. I have been doing a lot of research to be able to inform and inspire you all as stitchers. I hope that you know that I really appreciate you tuning in. I do a lot of back-end work before I ever get on camera. And the research that I do, the links that I try to provide, the blog posts, all of those things all take time. And know that I take it seriously. So I'm hoping I will have those new segments to do next week. I'm gonna stitch an ugly sweater. I'm doing it. I'm getting ready. I'm amping up for Jolly July stitching. I have some things in mind to start. I am a huge lover of ugly Christmas sweaters, ugly holiday sweaters. Love them. I own several. I've made several. And I think I'm going to be stitching several. This one I'm debating about putting on a 14 count perforated plastic and making it a true blue ornament. I am not a huge fan of perforated paper because I have dogs and small children, and ripping is like something I see in my future. But the plastic seems a little more manageable for me. They call it perforated plastic, not plastic canvas. So I'm gonna see, I'm gonna see. It's charted all in DMC. You use a size 26 needle on 14 count perforated plastic with 2 strands of floss. So I'm gonna get that going and see. I couldn't wait though another week to release this stuff. It had to come out now. Obviously I haven't stitched this one 130 by, that's 130. I know that much. It's a big girl. Anyway, I had to do it. I had to. Go watch the movies, do some volcano experiments, be safe, be well. Know that I appreciate you. Know that you matter, your stitching matters. And I'm so happy that you tuned in this week. I hope you have a beautiful stitching week. Take care.